All right, docs and teams, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about the reevaluation multiple scheduling policy. Now this is not something that many offices look at, which is crazy because if you think about it, we go through the first 12 visits or 24 visits and we're really strong. We get people scheduled out, we're excited, they're excited. Then all of a sudden after that first evaluation or maybe the second evaluation, it's like the energy goes down. When in actuality, the energy should be going up because these people are getting and starting to understand chiropractic even more if we're empowering them to do so. And the reevaluation is an extremely important part of that process. It's a pillar of your care that helps people to better understand and relate to what chiropractic can do. So after someone has had their reevaluation, now you have to determine how you're going to explain this first. Most offices that I've talked to like to explain the reevaluation the same day, and I'm going to tell you to stop doing that. I'm going to tell you to either save it for the next visit, or as I've been doing for about 15 years now, is we do the reevaluation explanation or the progress report the following week. So if you came in on a Tuesday to get your reevaluation, we are actually going to give you your reeval scan back the following week. That gives me time to sit down, look at your scans, and identify what our next course of care is. See, if you're going to take time on doing a report of findings for people, you're going to look at their scans, you're going to look at their x-rays, why wouldn't you take the same time in looking at their scans and evaluating the progress that they've had and making notes on there so that when they take it home, they have notes that talk about their progress, that talk about their next schedule for the next 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 4 weeks. They talk about things that they're supposed to do when they're at home. We do bullet points. We just do a little bullet point. Here's the new schedule. We do another bullet point. Here's what we want you to do. We do another bullet point. Good job. I'm drawing X's and O's and everything all over the page saying, hey, this is great. Awesome change. You're adapting better. Keep up the good work. I'm constantly giving them compliments for what they're doing, but it all leads down and funnels down to the recommendations that I have moving forward. So that's just one piece when you look at your reevaluations is taking that time. The second piece is to go ahead and get these people scheduled out. You have two options. Number one is you can pre-schedule them before they ever walk into the office and get their reevaluation back. Option two, you do the same protocol that you do with a new patient and you just do it after their visit and after they've gone over the reevaluation with the doctor. So let's look at option one. Here's what happens. The doctor makes the recommendations. They filled out the scan sheet. They wrote their recommendations on the scan sheet. The sheets come back up to you, and you're going to be giving this back to the patient when they walk in. And we, again, in our office, here's what we do. Somebody comes in. Mary, good news, here's your reevaluation. Please, and this is specific, folks, take this into the room with you, set it down on the chair, and go ahead and lay down on the table. The doctor will explain this to you after your adjustment. This way, you're not sitting there explaining the scans ahead of time. You actually get to explain them after the adjustment. Otherwise, and I'll tell you, I've been there before, you're spending all your time answering questions and explaining the scans when you could have already adjusted them. So now, if you spend all your time explaining the scans, you still have to adjust them, and it just makes the visit longer. So if they have specific instructions, then you can go ahead and give the scans to them. They'll go in the room and put them down. Now doctors, if you walk in the room and the patient is holding the scan saying, hey, what does this mean? What does this mean? Do what I do. I take it out of their hands and I say, Mary, we're going to get you adjusted first and then we're going to go over the good news. Please go ahead and lay down. That's it. I want to get to work first. And now, because I know they're anxious and they looked at it, as I'm adjusting, I will actually walk through and start sharing with them some of the key points from the reeval. Okay? So, patient comes in. We're going to rewind a little bit here, right? Patient comes in, and what you've already done, because the doctor wrote down recommendations, and let's say it's Troy. And Troy's been coming in 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And you look at the schedule and go, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and put Troy in. We know Mondays have always been great. Sometimes he misses on Tuesdays and has to do Wednesday and always makes his Thursday appointment. So at the front desk, I'm going to look at that pattern that Troy's had, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to schedule him out Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday for the same times that he's had. I'm going to already schedule him out, okay? And when I'm done with that, I'm going to then staple it to the reevaluation. And when the doctor goes over the reevaluation, the last page that they will see are the pre-scheduled appointments. Now let me tell you something, because I know what some of you are thinking, like, oh my gosh, you're already thinking of Tracy and Tony and Bob who are going to give you a hard time about this. Look, I thought this was going to be a problem too. I didn't come up with this idea. Beverly, our office manager, did. She came up with this idea, which I thought was absurd. Why would you pre-book their appointments when you haven't even talked to them about it? And the first person I walked into the room with flips to the last page and goes, oh my gosh, you already made my appointments for me too? This is awesome. And I just looked at him and said, hey, you got to go thank Bev for that one. That was her idea. And it's a great idea, and it's been a great idea ever since that we've started using it. Now, if there's people that you know that have a problem with the scheduling, there's always exceptions to the rule, then don't do it. Staple the page to the back, and when they come to the front desk, then go through the normal procedure that you would go through as if they were a new patient. Okay, Troy, so you got to move up in care. Congratulations, good job. So we're looking at 2 days a week now. Which would you prefer, Monday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Thursday? Which works best for you? You gave me two choices, right? Well, I say Tuesday, Thursday. Great, let's go ahead and get that in schedule. I'm assuming that this time still works good for you, so we'll put you in at 3:30, Tuesday and Thursday, up to your next reevaluation. Sound good? Great, have a good day. It's that quick, folks. So we want to get people scheduled out. We want to pre-book these appointments. Start filling your schedule up now with people instead of waiting for things to happen and waiting until Monday and then scheduling them for Tuesday and Tuesday to schedule them for Thursday. It's crazy. So here's your options. Number one, you pre-book. You just look at the schedule and you see where people have been at and you pre-book them when they come into and you already put this on the page and you give it to the patient. You already have it in your schedule. So then when the patient comes in, they already have this work done. When they come to the front desk, Mary, as you've seen, we've already pre-scheduled your appointments. Is there any changes that we need to make to that appointment schedule? No? Great. Remember, as always, if you need to make a change, we're a phone call away. All you have to do is let us know. And option two becomes very simple, which is just to roll into your day 2 multiple appointment scheduling protocol, which is very easy as well. Now, we look at some other people. There might be once a monthers. There might be once every 3 weeks that you have. Well, these people, and even once a weekers, these people are very easy. I find most of the time you don't even have to ask them. They come in, they've had their reevaluation, and they come in every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, and you find that they're on their last visit. Now, obviously it's different if you have to talk to them about financials, but you find that they're on their last visit. I'm not going to ask them. They've been coming in every Wednesday at 4 o'clock for the last 6 months. Do you really need to say, hey Troy, by the way, will Wednesday at 4 o'clock still work for you? No. You look at me and say, all right Troy, great, we'll see you next week, same time. That's it. Those are pre-booked people that you don't even have to ask. And you know you have them in your practice. You're thinking about them now. Stop asking them. Stop annoying them. Put them in the schedule. And if by chance they don't show up on Wednesday and you call them and say, hey Troy, just calling to make sure you were on your way for your appointment. I say, no, I'm coming in tomorrow. I couldn't make it today. Don't give me a hard time. Great, you know what? We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Right? No reason to get in a match here. I'm still coming in for my appointment. There was just a mix-up in communication. Why? Because we've had you scheduled every Wednesday for the last 6 months. And that happens. But pre-scheduling will, for staff, listen, pre-scheduling will make life easier on you. Pre-scheduling will help patients to be more consistent with their care. It's going to help them to get better results. And in the end, everybody is happier. So take this protocol, run with it, start using it in your practice. You'll notice below that you can click on the documents where you can get the reevaluation calendar or you can get the multiple appointment calendar. Roll up your sleeves, get to work with these. These are things that are worth implementing right away because they can make a huge difference in honoring your reevaluations and getting more committed patients. We'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.